Welcome everyone to the Nerd TV. This is the Martin Sports pre-race show for Full Throttle Sim Racing at the Las Vegas 150. We are here at Las Vegas Super Speedway, Las Vegas Speedway, for the third race of the season in the Sim Racing Points Truck Series. My name is Jeremy, and alongside me, I do have my now new partner in crime, Mr. Kenny. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Jeremy. It's great to be back in the booth. Missed last week, and I'm glad to be back with you this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a fun time, and I can't wait for the full season with you here. And I want to actually give a little quick shout out to producer behind the scenes, Mr. Dustin, aka Ballistic. How's it going back over there, man? That's how he's doing. No audio, but that's fine. He gave us the wave, so it looks like he's doing good back there. Yeah, this is the third race of the season, and so far, Kenny, been super impressed with how these guys have been handling super speedways and regular speedways, and I don't expect anything different. How about yourself?
I don't expect anything different as well. These guys put on quite a show, no matter what series that we're in. They're always going to be fighting for the lead one way or another. We saw that just 2 days ago in the Cup Series. So far watching practice, everyone's been clean. There's been some nice racing going on, so I expect it to be the same when the full race, gets underway.
Yeah, absolutely. Watching these guys, this makes me really get back on the track. And actually, I think I might be joining them tomorrow because the racing has been so phenomenal at Full Throttle Sim Racing, and they're trying to pick up some drivers in the series that aren't really hosted on Mondays and Wednesdays. So if you guys would really give them a try, ftsr.net, got the link right first time. As you've seen so far, for those who tune in that are not a part of this league, definitely at least give them a try. They give a thorough tryout. They don't just hire and bring people in on the spot. You have to race with an admin or a practice session or some kind to really get accepted. So they're not just bringing in random Joe Schmoes off the track. They're good quality drivers here, and you see it now. It's 2 weeks in a row. You're going to see it again tonight. Practice has been super clean for the duration. Just check them out, ftsr.net. But yeah, we got about 2.5 minutes or so before we kick it over to qualifying, and right now Chuck Sweeting is leading the point right now. First place with Jeff Langston in second, almost identical lap times, and these guys aren't really too high up on the point standings after 2 races, so they're trying to make a good move to get themselves back in contention here.
Yeah, the points battles are pretty interesting as well. You got the rookies kind of leading the way. You have a rookie that's going to be first in the points right now, and I think we were saying earlier there's about 5 in your top 7 or 8 or so. So it's definitely the rookies are showing up today. And the other one that we're always talking, I think he led 88 laps last season, race high. So he won the race. He kind of dominated that one. So he's probably looking to go back to back this season and bring it home. So it's going to be fun watching some of these guys. Their times as they're going on, once we get the qualifying and the race, see how they hold up and how this race shakes up.
Yeah, as you've seen over the past couple weeks with the Cup and trucks, there's a couple of names that you're just going to kind of find, up there because they're just, they got really good quality setups and teams that work on these things nonstop. And but they have some work to do. They got Chris Stouffer, rookie in this truck series, 2 points ahead of Case McMullen, who's a veteran in this series, or this league rather, and Chris actually has a little bit of work to do. It looks like he's about 14th or 15th in the practice session right now, about 2/10 off of Sweeting and Langston and Morale there. So I'm sure he's going to be able to find what he needs to get back up to the front, but right now we got, as you pointed out just before we went on live, Ken, we got 5 rookies in the top 7. That's kind of unheard of right now.
Yeah, and there's a lot of rookies in the field too. So it's nice to see this field of how many drivers that fielded every week and everything that goes with that, as well as bringing on new rookies, and they're showing up and they're proving that they should be here with everyone else. But it's nice, like you said, he's sitting on top of the leaderboards. I mean, it's 2 points, but hey, 2 points over last year's Cup champion. So that's bragging rights if you ask me. But looks like we're coming to an end of practice here, so that should be leading us into qualifying. So I think it's back over to you, Jeremy.
Yes, sir. This is going to be the end of the Martin Sports pre-race show. We're going to go ahead and get our mugs off the screen and thank some people that really need to be thanked for getting this broadcast to you guys live over on Nerd TV and to be able to produce good quality content for Full Throttle Sim Racing, which is the Premier League and official presenting series sponsor of the Cup Series. I've said it a few times already, and I'll say it again. 16 years they've been doing this thing, and iRacing for 5 years. Do a kick-ass job. You guys are seeing it, and the quality in the racetrack is second to none. Once again, ftsr.net. Please check them out. They have 5 series. We broadcast 2 of them. So there's 3 hidden talents and hidden gems in there, so please go visit them. Sim Racing Points, the official sponsor of the Truck Series. It's an all-inclusive league points management system. Essentially, your race finishes, you export it, you take a few seconds to upload it into their software, and in a matter of seconds afterwards, it does all the math, all the calculations for whatever you need, displays it on the web page or wherever you're hosting it, and everyone can see it. It's great, it's cool, it's quick and easy. It's a league admin's dream tool to use. simracingpoints.com. Go check out their pricing plans at that website. And then we also have Martin Sports, the home of the gloves of sim racing. We've showed him on screen before, and I'll gladly do it again. These gloves, my hands get really sweaty after races, and with these things on, they're dry. They're super dry. No pruning, no nothing. It's an awesome thing, and every time I put them on, I actually pick up speed on the track, surprisingly. I don't know. It's just out of luck or whatever the case is, just the product. But they also offer hoodies, t-shirts, full dye prints, and custom orders. And they get to your door super quick. Check out their full apparel merchandise line at martinsports906.com. Then we have iRacing iFlag. That is the track lights that you see every week. When the caution comes out, you'll see the blinking yellow on the fence. That brings that system to your sim rig directly, right in front of you. It's hard to miss. When the caution lights come out, checker flag, green flag, whatever flag's out there, it's bright in your face. You can't miss it. It's an awesome experience to have in your sim rig. So you're going to go to iRacingIFlag.com, and you're going to go to, when you buy any of their products, use Super Nerd at checkout for 15% off. Once again, iRacingIFlag.com. Then we have thebuttkicker.com. That is your D-Box-like experience in your seat. Essentially, it brings all the bumps, the feels, the sounds, and like a 3D immersion, essentially, to your sim rig as well. Basically, you're in the car without actually being in the car. So the Gamer 2 unit has been reviewed, on our YouTube page, and it's a lengthy review that Dustin, our producer, did for us, for everybody out there, and he really breaks it down on how to install it, how the cables work, and all that. So it's pretty painless, really. So thebuttkicker.com. Use code NERDTV at checkout for 20% off. And that's going to wrap up our sponsorships for right now. And Kenny, right now we see Brody Hanna taking the point here in qualifying. He went from 4th to 1st, and Chris Stouffer, I mentioned to him, he found a really good set, and he's sitting there 3rd right now. Yeah,
it's been pretty good qualify. I watched Jeff Langston here as we were seeing him earlier there on Nerd TV. He, I think he got 1 lap in, or almost got the 1 lap in, and then had a little trouble there and kind of lost it, but he was able to restart that qualifying effort, so he got back into it. But yeah, see Brody up top. Again, he's kind of been up there this whole season so far, showing it. As we see, Nicholas Casey there actually just took the top spot from him, so looks like we got a new point there.
Okay, yeah, we're kicking in. We got a minute left in qualifying, so anything's possible. And yeah, Nicholas Casey comes out with 6/1000ths of a second, takes over the spot from Brody Hanna. So that's one of those names we haven't seen up too much in the front, and he's going to try to take the green flag this evening if it holds up for another 30 seconds, which it looks like it will. I do believe all the drivers, at least most of them, have taken lap times in qualifying that did take a lap time in practice. So looks like Nicholas Casey is going to be the pole sitter for the Las Vegas 150. Going into this race, Ken, I don't know how many laps you have around this track personally, but what's your overall expectations?
I hate to admit it, but I have no laps on this because I bought it last week. So, but as far as watching it and seeing racing going on, I'm expecting to be some good overall racing on this 1.5 mile speedway, Jeremy. I'm expecting some great racing, though. It'll be fun. It'll be a blast to watch. Looks like now they're starting to take the grid. So do you want to go ahead and take over the top 10 there, Jeremy?
Yeah, absolutely. It is official. The race is set. Nicholas Casey is going to be first place tonight. Brody Hanna is going to be qualifying in second. Zach McDaniel sitting in third place. In fourth, we have Chris Stouffer. Fifth place, John Adams. Sixth place, we have Bobby Terrell. Seventh place right now is Sherwood Williford. Claude Furlan's going to be taking eighth. Stephen Vrooman, ninth. And Chuck Sweeting rounds out the top 10.
And in 11th place, you have Casey McMullen. 12th is Kenneth Schultz. 13th is going to be Jonathan Varanakis. 14th is Alex Murphy. 15th is Simon Madgen. 16th is Brandon Elder. 17th rolling off is Richie Coy. 18th, Simon Jolly. Sorry about that. 19th is Mark Dubril. And 20th is Lane Allen.
18th would be Sylvain Jolly. I do believe that's going to be the... You got it, man. No problem. Got your back. Yeah, 21st, Martin Guerreau. 22nd, Kevin Rupert. 23rd place is Steve Loomis. And then 24th is going to be Brian Bliss. 25th is Andrew Palicki. 26th place, Tony Solari. We haven't seen him that far back ever, and that's with him running a lap time. I don't know if he just had a miscue in qualifying, but a couple tenths off his practice time. 27th is Jeff Langston. 28th is the last person to take a lap time, Ronald White. 29th, Nicholas Morel. And 30th, Mathieu Tremblay. And then 31st, Wayne Grassy. 32nd, Gil Gawk. And to round up the field is James Torrey.
Yeah, it looks like a couple drivers there. It looks like 5 there that didn't make qualifying time, so maybe they're just seeing they're going to fill it out in the back, or I might have missed that. But yeah, Tony's sitting back there, qualifying 26. Like I said, haven't seen him back there that much, so it'd be fun to kind of watch go through the field there. You got Brian Bliss back there rocking that awesome Nerd TV car or truck. That thing looks rather good out there, I'm not going to lie. And then got the a couple other ones out there I've liked tonight as well, but that one stands out the most with me. The Oreo one always is a good one.
Yeah, Oreo is definitely one of my favorite snacks, and I have to admit I've been snacking on those this week myself, so they're calling my name. But I just went to the gym, so I shouldn't be saying that, but, things happen. We have a half a lap before the green flag does come out for the Las Vegas 150. They'll kick off the third race of the season for you guys here. Great looking trucks. I know you mentioned the Nerd TV machine. You got the Oreo out there, but a lot of trucks out here with a really nice coloring scheme. I like the 08, that purple scheme as well. That's a pretty cool colors if you ask me. You don't really see too many purple trucks, and I think we have 2 of them out here tonight. We got a blue and purple sitting in third place. So that's Zach McDaniel for you. But the pace car does dip down, waiting for the 86 to hit the go pedal. Nicholas Casey. Green flag is out. Brody Hanna's looking like he's just going to slightly just almost kept up the pace there, but I think Nicholas Casey's going to take him to turn number 1 single-handedly, which he does. And Kenny, this track, I know you haven't had any laps on this track since you bought it last week, but this high side, man, there's a lot of bumps on that bottom, and the high side seems to be really dominant in 1 and 2. 3 and 4 is just whatever you feel is most comfortable. Yeah,
it's going to be nice seeing him go on that high side up there, trying 1 and 2. It's 3 and 4, you kind of see that's where they like to take that preferred line, especially starting now. They've already started that. As you see, Casey's kind of filling out, Nicholas Casey that is filling out where he's wanting to run, get his truck in the groove as he comes across, takes that first lap with Zach McDaniel following and with Brody Hanna following third place right behind him as they're heading into 1 and 2.
Yeah, single off our first 3 trucks, and then 4th and 5th side by side. Chris Stouffer sitting at 13 on the high side, gets a decent run. That truck is chromed out. You can see the 84's reflection on the inside of his truck panel. Takes sole possession of 4th place. John Adams falls back into 5th. 6th place, Bobby Terrell, and 7th place is Claude Furland, who was keeping up there for just a second, but he's going to fall back just a little bit. But it's one of those tracks that you really want to maintain your tires, because it's kind of like California. It's really abrasive in 1 and 2, surprisingly in the bottom. And you can't eat these tires up early, or you'll be one of those trucks that just falls back in a hurry.
Yeah, definitely. See what the tires are going to run, and see what's your predictions tonight. I know on Monday there at California you fell a little short, maybe by 25 laps, but we won't bring that up again. But what are you thinking that we got tonight as far as the tire wear that we can do?
You would ask the guy that question that bought the wrong notebook on Monday, but it's tough, man. It's tough because I've never been good at this, and so I feel like know how to drive this track enough. You want to take it easy, like I said. You want to let the truck come to you over time. Of course, you want a good start and like, kind of hold your own. But once you get up there, you kind of don't want to push the issue. Just let everyone fall back. Expect it to be a really clean race. The pit window, I have no idea. I'm not going to take a guess at that. But these guys are running side by side for 12th, 14th, 16th place. So I don't know if they are not hearing me about taking the tires. He's 91, got a little loose entering turn number 1. That truck's got to get his tires warmed up a little bit more. But pretty decent battle back here. But as far as my expectations, nothing but clean, good, solid racing like we've seen so far.
Yeah, that RTV Sinclair truck there, the 91 Kenneth Schultz, is watch up a little bit there, but didn't touch the wall. But yeah, some good racing back in the pack. They're kind of single file a little bit up at the front here. As you see, Brody Hanna actually goes to the point there with Chris Stover right there behind him. Like you said, that chrome, you can't miss that chrome truck. That thing looks good as he's looking on the inside now. They're coming off of turn 2, so Casey's trying to take it down the backstretch here. I think he might actually complete this pass on Brody heading in the 3 and 4, Jeremy.
The rookie with the points lead wants to make an explanation point at Las Vegas as well. He does clear Brody Hanna, and he will lead the first lap this evening in that all but chromed out number 13 Chevrolet Silverado, and he's bringing the 42 with him of Zach McDaniel. He falls into second.
Yeah, sitting here at Las Vegas, what would you say, Jeremy? He was, I think you were saying earlier, rolling the dice, as we would call it. Going at the early lead here as he's heading on the backstretch, kind of gapping him a little bit. But as he's heading into turn 3 and 4, he's showing a strong effort and showing why he's leading the points. And he's looking to probably extend that points lead because he's already got, he's led a lap, so that's going to give him a little extra points there. Try to get a nice finish. We see Brody here's making a run off of 4. He's going to kind of tuck back in behind him as they go across start-finish line, completing lap 8 there. Sorry, lap 7.
Yeah, Brody Hanna looks to the inside and almost clean sweeps him here to see if he can clear him off of turn number 2. He's got the room right now. He does slide up. New leader, Brody Hanna. You brought out my pun book a little early. I was going to save that for maybe like a pit stop strategy, but yeah, rolling the dice. You guys will learn to know that I like to throw those out there, but we'll see who does roll the dice and try to gamble. There's another one for you to see if they can maybe take advantage of a pit stop strategy and get themselves into a position that maybe that wasn't favorable early on. But I'm really impressed by Chris Stover here being a rookie and showing the field up, running top 5, every single week, and being in the points lead after a couple weeks over Casey McMullen, who was last season's champion. And so, he's already put on a hell of a show, and if he keeps building that respect up, he's going to be really unstoppable here. He might have a good shot at this championship.
Yeah, I got to take, you kind of gifted me that pun earlier, so I had to take it when I can. But yeah, you'll find out you are definitely the pun master of everyone. But he's definitely putting on a strong show. That chrome is very nice looking. It's nice seeing that as it goes under the whites especially. But the other car, the 42 there, the Zach McDaniel, that purple and blue combination, that's a nice looking ride too. But I'm kind of looking back in the field too, Jeremy, and they're still, having some battles here a little further back as we're looking back into about 17th, 18th, 19th, that lower half of the top 20 there. They're kind of going back and forth. It's been some good battles that we've been watching, as we can see here on Nerd TV as they're heading down into 1 and 2. I'm excited to kind of watch this whole race from the front to the back. There's action all around.
Yeah, Steven Vrooman and Matthew Tremblay right now kind of showing the way on the top side. They haven't really came down too much on the bottom. They kind of run that middle to upper groove, and that line as the tires wear off, it is a pretty strong line. So they're going to rubber it in just a little bit earlier than expected, but I would imagine that more trucks will slide up there to that middle groove once this run does continue on. And they put on a pretty good battle too. They're keeping that 31 and the 91. See, the 25 actually just slide up heavy into turn 1 and lose quite a few spots because that was Mr. Tremblay there in that black and red Chevy Silverado. He's putting out pressure from the 08 of Sylvain Jolly there, and that other purple truck with the white wheels. You can't miss that truck one bit. But Matthew's got some work to do to get back to where he just was. Only a few trucks. Shouldn't take him too long, but nonetheless, that's the only really action on the track. You got everybody else running single file, running really respectively amongst each other, giving themselves some good space. Nothing, out of the ordinary. Just what to expect here. Some really good, solid, hard racing.
Yeah, and like you said, this is what you expect when you're, watching full throttle sim racing on any track, any series, anything like that. Like you said, you said you're going to join on tomorrow's action at the Xfinity Series. I'm looking into Saturday night myself, a little short track action. I think you have street stock, modified, late models. It's little heats there. It's kind of like going to your local short track. So, and like I said, it's just great racing. It's nice to see when you're running green flag laps. You're going to be making green flag cautions. You're going to start seeing the best of the best. You have your custom setups. It's just great when everything starts to flow and you have really good racing, and it's just great to see.
Yeah, and you're seeing it here. Like there's when you're early on in the race like this, it's 100 laps, and you're on lap 15 right now. There's no reason to go 2 and 3 wide door to door. Like they're doing it 2 wide, but they're doing it with a lot of space between each other. They know they have to go another 85 laps before the thing's said and done. So just really respectful. And I want to turn my attention real quick to Tony Solari. Certainly sitting in 20th place. This truck was bad fast the first 2 weeks, and right now he's got a huge miss in that truck, or just has to get comfortable with it, because I'm really not used to seeing him back here. But maybe after like a weird pit stop or something, but he's just can't find what he's looking for.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's just go a little close there. I don't know if he's having deja vu of what happened last year. Last year he made 1 lap and he was done. So we're a step ahead this year, but maybe this just isn't one of those tracks that you just can't get a feel for. This might be one of them. It takes a while to kind of get that feel for some tracks, and this could be one. But he started 26, so he has moved up a little bit. He's making a little bit of ground, but yeah, it's different seeing him back there in that Menards Ford F-150 there. But yeah, we'll see him making his way up to the front, I think. But right now he's kind of just sitting in the back a little bit.
Yeah, he's currently 12th behind the points leader Chris Stouffer, currently sitting in 5th place, top 5. So, and we got tons of time left, right? There's no like initial hurry to get up there, but it's just kind of weird to see him back there through the Cup Series and Truck Series, watching him be up in the top 5 all the time, including just last Monday at California. But yeah, I'm going to go back to the front here real quick. You got Brody Hanna under pressure rather from Zach Medina in that 42. He's only just a truck length or so behind, and Chris Stouffer, who made that early push for the lead, he's kind of fallen back a little bit, about 7 or 8 truck lengths from the leader. He's not running terrible lap times, but you see him right here. He slides up the track a little earlier than the leaders are. It kind of tells him the truck's running a little tight. Maybe the tires are a little worn out.
Yeah, you can see him. They're a little pushed up a little bit, and I mean, we just now completed 18 laps, so we're almost a fifth of the way there. So these tires are starting to get some wear on them. Some are wearing a little bit more than others, so it just depends on how they're driving. As we see a little bit more battles than others, some of them just been kind of riding. Right now, it's pretty much just single file all the way back. Everyone's kind of spread out. You do see, looks like battle for 6 there on the inside. I believe, yeah, right here as we see on their TV. We got the 43 making a pass on the inside. That's probably Furlan there. That's trying to make it on the apron there, trying to make that pass as they're heading into 1 and 2. But I'm not sure if he's going to be able to complete it here. We'll see how hard he dives it down in the bottom. But he's definitely fighting for that spot there. So a little bit of that going on. That's definitely going to mess with those tires a little bit. But as we see John Adams kind of take over that spot on the high side, Jeremy.
Close door-to-door action between the 84 and 43 there, and I think it actually choked up the 43 a little bit. I thought I saw the rear end kick a little sideways too, so he had a lift, and now he lost that spot to the 84 and the 33 as he swoops in. That would being Sherwood Williford. As we saw last lap too, that apron, people like to use the apron on these kind of oval cookie cutters because you can kind of shortcut the track. And unless your name's Kyle Busch, it's been quite a few years since we've done that, but kind of mowed the grass with a splitter and ruined his whole car trying to take a shortcut. So you gotta be a little careful doing so, because if you hit that grass, iRacing's grass is almost like ice, and you slide through it, you might spin out real easy, real quick. So you just gotta be careful. There's not too much room down there too. It's maybe like a car length or a car width space. So we see right now on Nerd TV running a really good solid pack here. You got the 71 and McMullen on your screen right now, and this is really like the action on the track for the top 10 roughly. You got about 6 or 7 trucks in this little pack here. Running nose to tail, running really clean still, but 27 gives a little bit of a dive there. The 71 had to check up. It's going to allow the 71 to get a good launch off of him. Then you can focus on the 43 in front.
Yeah, and as Brody comes around, still leading the point here as a completed lap 22 of 100. Getting ahead of myself there. He's still, got a close race there with Zach McDaniel, though. He's still keeping him. He's not making any runs, just kind of cruising right along. think he's just kind of feeling it out, probably seeing how everything's going to ride just in case they have, green flag run as they're heading to the finish here. But Brody's just kind of showing his dominance like he did last year, showing why he's out front. He's been doing it all season long, really. You mentioned Casey back there in 9th place, so I know he started, I think, in 11th, so he made a couple spots up. He's another one that's kind of, we see up towards the front, that's fighting his way up. Bobby Terrell, he's doing pretty good as well tonight. He's running top 5. You're always seeing him run up good, so it's good battles all around the track, all the way from first to 32nd, I believe, is how many we have tonight. So it's good battles all around.
It's great to see the car count too. We got 32 entries tonight. Well, 33. Looks like Brandon wasn't able to make it onto the track, but he did take practice and qualifying time. But 33 drivers after three races. I've been in plenty of leagues where I've seen this number of cars after Daytona, which it's like a fan favorite. Then after you get into the meat and bones of the schedule, it just tapers off a lot. But this league, no, we're running solid with 32 trucks, 3 races in, and everyone's happy to be participating in this series. Trucks are always a blast on iRacing. As we see on my end anyway, Zach McDaniel going for the lead over Brody Hanna on the front stretch. Brody Hanna slipped up there on the exit of turn number 4, got a little loose, had a dog walk it up the track. It's going to allow 42 to slip underneath, and if he can grab a good line right here in 1 and 2, he should be able to do something with it. Brody runs kind of high, though, gets a good run off the corner, about 3-mile-an-hour difference, directly side by side here entering turn number 3, and I think the bottom lane in 3 and 4 has been a little stronger, so he might be able to almost clear Brody, if not do so entirely. So close, but Brody got a good launch off the corner again. He's going to meet him side by side in ring 1.
And as you see these two going side by side for battle, look right behind him who's kind of creeping his way into his picture. Your points leader right now. Chris is just easing ever so slowly as we see Brody. Ooh, get a little sideways there. Brody's trying to save it. Oh, just barely gets into the wall. I don't think we're going to have a caution for that, but that is unfortunate. Man, he went from battling for the lead to now having some damage as he's dropping spots in a hurry, Jeremy. That's terrible to see as he was such a dominant truck tonight.
If that was NASCAR, they would have thrown a caution for a loose car. We've seen it time in or day in and day out. But not this league. They go by what iRacing says. We see on Nerd TV his awesome save here. A little bit of a wall assistance, but I mean, look at that save. Just slide. A little bit of damage to that right rear. The right front took a little hit, but iRacing doesn't really register that as damage. This right front still looks pretty clean overall. But that right rear damage won't really affect them at this track. Like I've said at Daytona, we saw hoods come off and still run competitively. So, his just truck, it's getting looser on that long run. So the one thing he's going to be really fighting is that setup more so than that damage. We're only hitting lap 29 right now. So if we're 40 or 50 laps into this kind of run, he's getting loose again here. Same corner, same issue. Saves it this time. No wall assistance. He's going to lose quite a few more spots here. That thing is going to need to come down the pit road real quick. He's in a lot of danger right now.
Yeah, I totally get this feeling. I mean, I was doing a little racing last night myself at Bristol, a little different track, but I felt in the same spot, and I was like, I gotta get some new tires under this thing. But that's a situation. He's trying to stay out. He's trying to stay out as long as he can. I don't think he wants to come down early if he can. But I was watching the same thing. Jeremy's watching theirs. It looks like he's getting a little bit again here. Saved it, and yep, he's definitely fighting an angry truck right now. So I'm with you. He might need to come on down and bite the bullet because it's definitely probably not very comfortable for him out there right now. As you see, looks like he might be coming down to the bottom, so he might come on the pit road this time. Let's take a look here and see if we're heading down in. It looks like he is going to be coming down the pit road.
Trying, and he barely makes it. Ooh. Man, how so close. Yeah, it surprised me he ran the same line 3 times in a row during that corner and he got so loose. Maybe the second time he tried it. See on Nerd TV here, his 3rd save of turn number 1 and back-to-back corners. Look at that little dirt car drift there. Great handle, great car control overall by Brody Hanna. To keep it off the wall 2 times in a row. He does make the stop in pit road. They're going to service him with 4 fresh tires and fill him up with Sunoco fuel and get him out of there as quick as they can. I'm sure he's not going to elect to fix that optional damage. Not really needed to, so kind of save what he can get. But that's just an early pit stop, and now he's got to do something a little different than everybody else is doing since he's on a completely different strategy.
Yeah, and as we see here on their TV, you have Zach McDaniel, who now has taken that McDaniel Racing Toyota 100 to the front. And then you have Zach Stover sitting right behind him in second place. He's just kind of been sitting there this whole race. I think he started fourth, moved up 2 spots, took the lead for position for a little bit, and then other than that, he's just been kind of riding that top 3. We see right behind him in the Ford truck there is Bobby. Bobby started also up at the top 6, right in the top 10. He's gained 3 spots as well. So it's a tight battle hit the top 3, even the whole top 5 really, because you have right behind him in the 86, you have Nicholas who started on the pole. He's lost a couple spots, but he's still keeping it close. And then John Adams is just keeping it steady. Started 5th, still in 5th. So he's just kind of being Mr. Consistent right now. But top 5, they're making those runs. As you kind of see, looking here from where they started to where they're running, kind of all the same right now. We have a big mover there in the 25 of Matthew Tremblay. He started 30th and he's run 13th. So I think he's our biggest mover tonight.
Yeah, huge mover, 17 spots. That's pretty impressive, really, for Las Vegas standards, anyways. And what I've noticed too, Kenny, in the top 5 here is a bunch of names that typically aren't up here. I'm going over radio command. I thought I heard a wreck of some kind, maybe not. But yeah, the top 5 is a bunch of different names we haven't seen. Bobby Terrell being the 4 truck, he's had some really terrible luck the first 2 races. He's 25th in points, running currently in 3rd. So if he can keep this momentum up, that's going to be huge for him. It's Nerd TV. We got some trucks coming down pit road, and I do believe that's going to start the trend of the green flag pit stops.
Yeah, as you see a couple coming down, looks like we have 3 of them that I believe I saw there on Nerd TV coming down. And kind of going back to Bobby there, yeah, he's just had some bad luck starting out the season. Definitely not the way he wanted it. Last year, he was your points leader heading into the chase. Didn't pull it off, but he ended up with 5 wins. So he's definitely has what it takes to be up there and get some wins and be contending for it. But, just plagued by bad luck this season, as we see a couple more right there on Nerd TV coming down pit road. So these pit stops are starting to take underway, and it's going to start shaking things up. So I want to see where everyone kind of cycles through once we're done. I think I hear the 42's coming in now, Jeremy.
Yeah, 42 does look like he's coming down, and in practice I don't remember seeing. Yeah, there he goes. He finally makes that dip down. Nice clean stop. And I was going to say I haven't seen or did not see too many green flag pit stop practice sessions in practice. So a lot of these guys are going to be fresh and. But those 3 guys just nailed it on the spot. The leaders right there, the 42 and the 13. You got to see the purple truck, the 08, the 91 and the Nerd TV truck. You got the 31 down as well of Alex Murphy. Quite a few trucks this time around. A bunch of the front runners, a couple of people in mid-pack trying to maybe pit with the leaders and see what they're kind of doing. And once these cycle of green flag stops does finish, Kenny, I'm curious to know how things are going to cycle out because, like I said, there wasn't too many practices in pit road on green flag scenarios, so hopefully everyone can hit their marks just okay.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. You kind of mentioned that the leaders were coming down the pit road. Everyone right now is having great pit entrances. Like when you see them just like hugging that white line coming down, nailing that speed right where it should be. Overall, everyone's nailing their pit stops. I haven't really seen anyone overshoot it, spin, anything like that. The one truck that was throwing me off there for a second though was the 32. He's got the, as I like to look at it, Andrew Palicki here. I thought it was the City Chevrolet from Days of Thunder, but it's actually a Ford with those colors. So that threw me off there for a second, but still a nice looking truck out there. But as we see these pit cycles starting to cycle through, one of the guys I see that's kind of handling a good truck now, see where he kind of cycles through is Tony Solari. I know he was kind of fighting in the back, but I saw him come in with that first round of pit stops, so I'm going to kind of see where he cycles through. He's one that, again, kind of surprising us, but we're going to keep an eye on him throughout the race and see where he ends up.
Going back to that city's scheme the 32 has of Andrew Palicki, I mean, it's one of those schemes I feel like it's like attached to the Chevrolet in more ways than one. And because the city was a Chevrolet sponsor, so it's kind of like showing a Dale Earnhardt Sr. scheme on a Toyota. Like you get so much bad rep for doing something like that, and so the throwing it on the Ford, I feel like that scheme is kind of in that same material in that aspect. So, but it does look good though. I mean, for what it is, because it's not the actual city Chevrolet logo, but coloring the logo black and yellow, it does the job for me. I'll give it a pass, but. Nonetheless, I think most of the green flag stops have kind of been through. So another lap here, and we'll see the fully cycled through results of everyone pit stops. We got a big bundle of trucks here, Kenny. A couple of lap down trucks, couple ones. Actually, no, 20th through or 18th through like 24th. You got a huge little section of trucks here, 2x2x2, and outside of them, everything else has just kind of been really spaced out, which typically what you see in green flag stops at a mile and a half track. You don't see a lot of big bundles of trucks like that, like they have in the back right now. But the winner of that pit stop session would have been Richie Coy. I don't think he's actually come in by the statistics here, but Casey McMullen should be taking the lead once everyone pits through.
Yeah, no, he hasn't come in yet, and I'm not sure if Casey has come in. I'm still looking at kind of this top 6 or so running. I just saw the 42 of Zach McDaniel go by Richie Coy here, with a head of steam, and then Bobby's right behind him. So I'm kind of seeing. I definitely know Richie hasn't pit yet. You can see those tires taking effect. He's kind of trying to play. Well, I don't know if he's playing that fuel mileage or seeing how long he can run these tires out. But yeah, they're kind of passing them there a little bit quicker, as you can see with these fresh tires. But the 42, he might be. I think he might turn around to be the point too. So I'm kind of interested to see, like yourself, where this all turns up, because it's looking like people are slowly starting to get their lap back. But I could be wrong. Richie might have came in, but I'm with you. I don't think he has.
Yeah, actually, going over the stats a little bit more here, it looks like the top 5 or 6 have not pitted. So, because I'm seeing like Bobby Terrell, he was 1 lap down. He just got his lap back. He's 31 seconds off the leader, and he was running 3rd place. And Zach McDaniel was your leader going in. So I think I think the top 5 still need, or top 6 rather, need to still come in and do their thing. So they're kind of extending that field mileage. This is a 100 lap race, and we're on lap 44. So it could be like that Monday scenario where they try to extend it to lap 50, and then just do a one-stop strategy. That's that rolling the dice that I had saved in the bank until you brought it up on lap 3. But they're rolling the dice on that field mileage, see if they can stretch it out to halfway.
Yeah, yours made more sense to use it when you did than when I did, but it's all good. Yeah, it's as we see behind him though here, that group of cars or group of trucks like you were saying. I think there's about 8 in that pack back there. They're still all fighting for it. That's definitely a pack to watch when all this cycles back through. Other than that, everyone's kind of just running by themselves. So this one-stop shop that they're trying to do, if they bank it on a green flag run through this whole 100 laps, they're trying to make it a one-stop. Be done, maybe get back ahead of them here and just get on that long run. I could see that possibly turning out for him as we see everyone spreading out. If this kind of big pack behind him starts to do that slowly, then that could be a good strategy unless we have some self spins. But so far, iRacing hasn't thrown anything for a couple of these guys getting the wall. I think the 46 got into it a little bit. Of course, we saw Brody on Nerd TV get into it. So as for right now, everyone's kind of spreading out. Richie's still chugging along. I think you're right. I think he's trying to do that one stop and make it on the one stop fuel for tires and gas.
Yeah, top 6 are definitely looking to make that happen, and so we're going to have 2 different complete strategies. And then, of course, Brody handed that early green flag stop. He has to do another pit stop mandatory before this thing's said and done. So I wouldn't count him out just yet because he's such in a weird scenario between everybody else. I think when everyone settles in, he might be sitting pretty good for the time being until he has to pit, which is not too terribly far away, because he's pitted probably 30 laps ago. So he's gonna figure out when he wants to take that pit stop to make it the rest of the way. But yeah, that big pack that came out of the pit road has fanned out just a little bit. I mean, they're still kind of there, but a little more space in between each truck, a little more safer. But everybody else just single file doing their thing. We see on their TV, we got the 50. Or is that Richie Coy? No, who is that?
I was looking at number 50 is Martin. The one I was looking at is the 15 of Nicholas Moreau. He was running. I know he was a lap down. He was running 30th, but he was up there heading to turn 1, and then all of a sudden he just kind of left off it, went down the back stretch, came on pit road, and he's exited the car. So he is out of the race. It looks like him and I believe the 85 of Gil Gok, I believe he has also gotten out of the car. So that is 2 drivers that we have no longer in this race. So that's unfortunate. I'm not sure what happened to him. I didn't see any damage or anything. So maybe just having some issues tonight. But yeah, it looks like we got Richie Coy now coming on pit road as we're on lap 50. So here comes the 75 now of Chuck Sweetening, I see as well.
Yeah, but before you took over there, that was the 50 of Martin Guerrero who did come down, which was on lap 48. And we see right now, Richie Coy is in pit road as well on exactly lap 50. So I think at this point they can make it all the way. They're able to make it the first half.
pretty darn positive they can make it the second half. We see Case McMullen coming in right now. Pretty solid pit entry there as long as he hits his marks. We did see him overshoot the stall once on Monday. Let's see if he does not do it. He needs to be on the money on this stop to maintain where he was on the racetrack. Pulling into a stall right now. 3, 2, 1. Hits the pedal. Perfect stop on the money. Should be no problem getting out. Pretty clean stops overall for everybody that has pitted, which I think after this lap, it looks like Zach McDaniel currently sitting in second behind Casey. He should be back in the lead here in the next lap.
Yeah, that's what I'm watching right now, as we can see on Nerd TV as well. They got that top 5 sitting there, kind of all running together. I believe that might be top 4. I think that's who we have right there. But they're going to come out and see where Casey McMullen kind of cycles through here. I'm interested to see actually where it comes out. We can see him right there. He's coming off his 1 and 2 right now. This is going to be a good tale of what's going to happen if they can run it out. I mean, he came in on 51. He's going to be coming out right behind these guys. He's not going to lose too much time. So this could play in their favor if we finish this thing green flag like we've been doing so far. Casey could be, running that top spot. So he's looking good up there. That's 42, 86, 4, 13, 25. They're all been running that top 5. Again, Matthew Troublay in that 25. Now he's in 5th. Started 30th. He's in 5th. He's moved up 25 spots tonight. That's impressive. And he had Jeff Langston, who's sitting in 7th now, who's come from 27th spot. So 20 and 25. I mean, those two are fighting for who's got the most here tonight. So that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And as these trucks have taken all their green flag stops, it looks like Zach McDaniel has recycled back to your point at the moment. But I think this is a good time to say, give a little shout out to our sponsors. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to go side by side with the live action here in the Las Vegas 150, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
To be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that Makoni Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Five Flags Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at Makoni Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, Makoni Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to MakoniSetupShop.com and learn why Makoni Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at Makoni Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
guys, welcome back to live continuing coverage of the Las Vegas 150. We are currently lap 63 of 100, so just about 2/3 of the way done with this thing. Pit stops just completed when we kicked it to commercial break, and coming back now, Kenny. Zach McDaniel's got almost a second lead, but second, third, and fourth is the battle right now on the track.
Yeah, as we see Zach McDaniel, he's just slowly pulling away as he's got a little loose here. Is he coming down? He's coming in the pit road right now. As we're speaking about him, there he jumps on pit road. I don't know if he's trying to do a short pit and then run it out so it's to the end, but that's definitely wasn't expecting that. As I see one more on pit road now as well.
Yeah, so these guys took the two-stop strategy for this evening, and when you do that, you have the option of short pitting to make the back half of the race longer, or you can run it out to about 15, 20 laps left, and then have a really good short run. So you kind of decide if your car is better on the longer short run, and right now they're doing the short end style. So this is going to be the last stop for him. This should be a scheduled stop with a couple of these trucks on roughly at the same time here. So we'll see when everything cycles out there. I'm really curious because with the trucks that pitted like 10, 15 laps later, who's doing the one-stop thing, I'm really curious to see how this tire wear and how they fall off is gonna proceed and show itself. Is the 42 going to be able to just zoom past them and take over back to the front? Is he going to be trapped, and is the one-stop strategy the way to go? We don't know, and I love kind of seeing strategy like this. I always suck at it personally, but whenever I'm in the booth and get to watch it, it's always a blast to kind of figure out who's going to do what and do better at it.
Yeah, it's it's a love-hate with that, trying to judge with the tires on a short run or the long run, seeing what's best for you. But yeah, he definitely caused some commotion down there when he turned on pit road. As you saw, I think 5 total trucks, as we're seeing some more now coming on pit road. So he definitely changed up some strategy. Some people or made them rethink their strategy. I see a handful of trucks are coming on pit road still. So you see the top 4 there, we had 2 of them dip down as that as well. So you still got Bobby Terrell, who's leading the way with Nicholas Casey there in second, and then Christopher in third. One truck that's running with him there is a 7 of Wayne Gracie, and he's the first truck a lap down, but he's keeping up with this top 4. So unfortunately, he's a lap down with. He must have had some issues. I'm not sure if it was on pit road or what the case that put him a lap down originally. But he's keeping right in pace with these guys. So if he can somehow get that lap back, if we get a caution, so far not looks like we're going to have one. But you never know. He might get that lucky dog and be contending with these leaders.
It really is tough to keep up with everyone's strategies, and I think I could be. You can correct me if you figure out later, but I think right now Wayne is the first truck that did the one-stop strategy. So I think he's the lead truck in this situation. I think we'll find out in just the next 15, 20 laps, but. When you see the guys pit early, like the 42 Zach McDaniel did, if you have a strategy to pit really late in that run to make your second stop, like you see Bobby Terrell right now going down pit road, he gives away the lead rather to make his stop for the second one this evening, and should be the last one. But whenever you see a truck pit early and your strategy is a pit late, it is so hard to mentally tell yourself, just keep going with your plan. Keep going with your plan. This is what you practice for, because that truck coming down his last stop is going to have way better tires than you, and so you don't want to lose too much time on the track. But at the same time, you have to stick with what you planned and practiced, and it's just tough to not do so.
Yeah, and if that is the case, like you were saying with the 7 of Wayne Gracie there, if he is going to be taking that top spot. Sitting right behind him is going to be Zach McDaniel, and right now, as we're seeing on their TV, they're just now coming off a 2, and Zach's in the middle of turn 1 and 2, and Zach's definitely going to have a lot fresher tires, so he'll slowly be bringing him in. It's just a matter of how it takes over as the run gets a little longer to see what happens. So I think you're correct, actually, on that thinking. It's a lot of strategy to keep up, but I think he did a good job on that one. He might be funneling back to the lead, so we'll keep an eye on that, but then that 42, I want to see how quick he brings him back.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious because I know Casey McMullen came out at the same time with Grassy there, and Casey McMullen's so much further ahead. I don't know if he did have maybe a slip up on the track, but Casey McMullen, one of those trucks on the one-stop strategy, currently sitting in 6th place. So it's paying off for me. He's 25 seconds back of the leaders right now. Of course, when you pit, you're going to lose more time than that, so it's going to drop them behind. But it depends on when they pit, right? Because then all of a sudden they're going to be faster than Casey. Right now they have 30 laps if they were to pit now to get back in front of them. Casey's tires are about 15 laps old. Actually 20 laps old at this point. So we see another truck here on their TV, the number 6 coming down pit road, being James Torrey. He gives up 3rd place. We have about 5 trucks or so left that are on that 2-stop strategy.
Yeah, as we see Richie Coy up there. Yeah, James Torrey, as you were mentioning, he didn't make a practice run, didn't make a qualifying run. He got it all at the 2nd place there. I think before the pit cycle, I think he was in 12th or 11th. So he's having a heck of a day. I saw, I was looking over here. I was watching the 42 of Zach McDaniel, and as he passed Tony Sawari on the backstretch, he was coming off of the pit road. He definitely had some damage on the side there, so he's gotten to the wall a couple times. So just having a tough night. Definitely going to affect the points on him. Like I said, he's been strong all year, but it's just one of these tracks just kind of gave him up tonight. But we got, still seeing about looks like 6 trucks on the lead lap, as Wayne Gracie just got his lap back. So I'd imagine Zach McDaniel and Chris and all them are going to be not far behind him, as Zach just got his back. So we'll start seeing these guys get their laps back and see where they kind of cycle through, as Nicholas Casey's still taking the lead, but he's coming on pit road right now.
Yeah, so we can start seeing these guys come back to being on the same lap. We can start recording the time difference here. Zach McDaniel, 33 seconds behind your race leader. And then Case McMullen, who's leading the charge on that one-stop strategy, is 23, or almost 24 seconds back, rather. So there's about a 9-second difference between these 2 trucks on the 1 versus 2-stop strategy. Zach's got 27 laps to get this thing done and get back to him. As they cross the line this time, I'm going to take a quick check on that, and he is 8 seconds back. So he gained almost an entire second that lap alone, and at that rate, he's going to get there before this race is over.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's definitely coming. He's coming quick. So it's going to be interesting to see. We got 26 to go here. So we got about, not too much longer, really. It's going to be interesting to see how this kind of thing cycles through. Of course, don't want to see it, but you never know what's going to happen. You could have that late yellow caution, yellow flag come out. That could just kind of change everything. So it'll be interesting to see what happens right now. Still got everyone kind of cycling back through, as we see now. We got 16, 17 trucks, 18. They're just all coming through back on the lead lap. So we'll have some here contending, and then unfortunately it looks like we got some that's still going to be a lap down after all the cycles through. But we're going to have a good race here towards the end. You see Richie Coy about 8 seconds off, so everyone's just kind of slowly gaining. But yeah, he is coming in a hurry, like you said, gained like a second a lap.
Yeah, we currently got 17 on the lead lap, and there's definitely going to be a point shakeup. I know this is only the 3rd race into the season, but there's a lot of names that are in the back that shouldn't be or haven't seen to this point, and vice versa. A lot of good drivers that had some bad luck that are finally getting their good run here at Las Vegas, and they're going to make up a huge amount of points. So definitely a huge shakeup in the points after this thing's said and done, as long as the green flag stays out. That's always a huge player into the factor in these things. But right now, I'm going to go back one more time to Zach McDaniel and Case McMullen's time difference. They're separated by 6 seconds. So he's already made up 3 seconds since the last time we talked about him. He will definitely be there, no questions asked. That really shows you how much these tires fall off. There's only a 20-lap difference between the two, and he's doing a second a lap. Did you see right there? Looks like the 08 had missed a stall there. Bring it back in just enough to have the crew service that truck. iRacing gives you no wiggle room on overshooting that stall, so a little bit unfortunate situation for that for him.
Yeah, and that was probably like one of the first mistakes I think we've seen on pit road tonight. So it's unfortunate for him, but nice to see that we've had a lot of good clean pit stops. I think California last week with the kind of those extended pit stalls, how iRacing has it marked up. You see a lot of people overshooting them last week. So it'll be interesting to see us. Richie Coy still leading the point here. He's about a second and a half ahead, but Zach McDaniel's definitely closing that gap, so he'll be up there shortly. He just passed Chuck Sweetney there for that 3rd spot. Chuck's tires are kind of worn out, so you see him back. And Chris Stover rounding out your top 5. He's having a strong points day again. He's trying to come in points leader and, go out points leader. As looks like Wayne Gracie also cycled back through in 6th place. So different strategies. You see, he has a different stop run than Bobby is, and they're running about the same. So as everything cycles through, kind of shorten it up. But Zach McDaniel is definitely the one that's got that charge. So we'll see how much he can cut off here in the next 20 laps.
Yeah, and these front runners right now are currently the story of the night here. Everyone's really single-filed out. So we're just kind of paying attention to how these strategies will, settle once we get around another 22 laps underneath our belts here and get to the checker flag. And yeah, right now, Case McMullen's 1.3 off of Richie Coy. As you see them basically on the same screen, they're both in the trial vote at this point. And Zach McDaniel just 5.5 under that last lap. He should be closing in a lot quicker here on this lap. Yeah, 4.5 now, so another almost entire second gain there. He's definitely going to get there, but Christopher, too, keeping up with him. He's only 2 seconds back as Zach McDaniel. He's one of those trucks that were up in there in the same running order as Zach this entire race, and he's on the same strategy. So if he has a late race push, I mean, he might give some pressure to Zach and try to, prolong his run there in the top of the points charts. He's currently leading only by 2 points, but if he can get around Casey and have a solid finish and get a win, he set himself up really nice here for the first 3 races in the season.
Yeah, he's definitely showing leading that rookie class. Like I said, we had a big rookie class, but right now he's leading the way. Richie Coy also, though, he's still fighting out there in the first spot. He's not a rookie, this year. Last year he was your rookie, but this year he's kind of, season 2, showing strong runs still. I think he lost a little bit of ground there to Casey. Casey's kind of pulling in a little bit as we see in another 10th that lap, so he's slowly reeling Richie in as well. So you got Zach kind of bringing Casey back to him. Casey's bringing Richie back to him. So as we see these tires, we see the 46 go on the outside. Unfortunately for him, he's a lap down. So he's just kind of battling up there, trying to get that lap back the old-fashioned way. But as we see these laps winding down, we're coming to 17 to go. I think we're going to start seeing some people push a little bit harder. This is going to be an awesome, finish. I'm hoping we go green the whole way. That'll be awesome to see 100 green flag laps, no caution. It's quite impressive if you ask me. Normal for these guys, but it's always great to see it.
Yeah, Full Throttle Sim Racing does not let down. You guys are seeing it here. 84 laps in, 17 to go, not a single caution. Only a couple of slight incidences with Brody Hanna getting loose several times in a row, but other than that, it's been nice and solid. And yeah, Richie Coy right now is the first person that pitted on lap 48 out of the one-stop strategy trucks out there in that Ford F-150, and it's definitely only that 2-lap difference. Casey was able to reel him in real quick. He is just a truck length or 2 off that bumper, and he should be passing him real quick here. And then third place, Zach McDaniel just now creeped under 2 seconds away from Richie Coy right now, and so it's gonna get a little dicey up here. Another pun there. Didn't mean for that to happen, but you see right there at 71, Ducks clear. We're going to be clearing the 19 on the exit of turn number 4, heading to 15 laps to go. Casey McMullen, currently your new race leader.
Yeah, he needed to get around him in a hurry because Zach McDaniel's coming. He didn't need anything to hold him up. He needed to just get around him, get going, try and get as much space as he can so he can kind of get out of it front, maybe in hopes that Zach will get held up by Richie. Trying to get around him and hold that second spot because, like we said earlier, Zach's coming. And there's the yellow caution as we're talking right now. So this is actually going to bring everyone together, coming with 15 to go. So it's about to get interesting up in here.
Lap 85 of 100, your first caution of this evening, brought out by John Adams, gets loose off the exit of turn number 4, collects the number 6 as well, who was put on a pretty decent run there, James Torrey. He was up there a little bit during that pit stop strategy. He just when John Adams net code, huge net code. You're about to see it here on the Nerd TV replay. Huge net code when it tail slaps the 6 truck here and really throws the 6 sideways. See him slide up the track here, gets loose, corrects it, and boom, jacks up the right rear of that truck, sends him directly to the outside wall with him as they collide together. Huge damage for these 2 trucks. Caution out with 14 laps to go.
And that was 2 strong trucks too. Adams, John Adams was running up front, pretty close top 10 all night. He started 5th, was kind of staying around there. I think at one point, like I said, he started 5th, running 5th. So he stayed top 5, top 10. And James Torrey as well. Like I said earlier, no practice, no qualifying. And he was up there, I think, in 2nd before. And yeah, as we see on their TV, that net code just, as he tried to correct it, just kind of hit him. And then from there, he nowhere to go, but they kind of collected each other again and then hit the outside wall. So that is unfortunate for those 2 with such a great run that they had. Definitely going to have a top 10 finish, and then unfortunate for that to happen to him.
Huge shout out to our producer Dustin. We saw him in the pre-race show presented by Martin Sports, and it gave us that slow motion of right zoomed in where the contact should have happened. That net code kind of showed its face, which is an unfortunate circumstance for the 6th because he was not going to get involved, but iRacing's code had other plans for him. But excellent shot there to get a nice slow motion action of the entire wreck there. A lot of trucks. I think every single truck did come down pit road, so that 1 to 2 stop strategy is for nothing. Everyone's on a clean slate, and you know, you gotta get some new predictions out here, because there's, you know, Casey McMullen and passed up by Zach, and so him starting potentially at first place. You know, I don't know who's going to win this thing now. I thought I had an idea in my head, but not at this moment.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. You know, it's gonna be interesting because the new tires and everything. You know, Zach McDaniel's definitely gonna be doing it. I'm trying to see who got the lucky dog on this one. I'm trying to see if it was Tony or if it was Wayne that got it. I know that we should have it here. It doesn't look like. Actually, I see both of them up front here, so neither one of them. I'm not sure if they called back the lucky dog yet, so we'll keep an eye on that. But I'm excited to see how this is gonna shake up with everyone getting new tires. It's going to be different runs, who had the good, strong, long run or who had the short run. And right now it's going to be, hopefully you had a short run truck, because if not, it's not going to be good for you on the start.
Yeah, we had a lot of trucks a lap down, and a lot that were getting passed because of the multiple strategies. So I guess even iRacing's trying to figure out who exactly was the lucky dog for this caution, because a lot of cars were getting passed by the leaders, you know, at the time of the caution. So should have been Simon Madgen. I don't think Wayne Gracie was a lap down. Wasn't John Adams, because he's the one who brought out the caution. So it could be Simon, if I'm not too mistaken. I haven't seen him pass around the cars yet, though, which they should have waved him this time. So we'll bring that to you once we get it. But right now, Tony Solari sitting up there with Wayne Gracie, Ronald White. It looks like they might be getting the wave around this lap. Set them back in the field. It's going to bring Casey McMullen to first place. Chris Stouffer should be in second to his outside. Richie Coy in third. Nicholas Casey with a decent stop there puts himself in fourth. And then Bobby Terrell, that really fast number 4 Chevrolet Silverado, is going to be starting in fifth here.
Yeah, and then starting out in 10th place, rounding out your top 10 is going to be Zach McDaniel. So he came down pit road, got some fresh tires on that thing. So I expect him to make a charge to the front here as well. So it'll be interesting watching who we have through the field. You got, you know, Alex Murphy and Chuck Sweeting, both of them have been kind of running that top, right inside, outside top 10. In the 33 there, Sherwood, he's still 7th, started 7th, run 7th. So, you know, the most impressive, and I've been saying it all night, is the 25. Matthew Tremblay, he's 6th place. You know, he's been around that 24, 25 spots gained all day. So he's definitely showing that he's got a strong truck. So he's one to definitely watch at the end as well. But if I'm going to pick, you know, you were asking, I'm going to go with Richie Coy. It's going to be my pick after this restart.
Late notice, but I do believe it was Steve Loomis who did receive the Lucky Dog reward. He's back at the tail end of the field in that 17 Silverado from Blackwater. I think he was your Lucky Dog recipient. So I'm sure he's glad to see that. Gets himself back into a decent chance here to make up some ground. Let's see what that truck can do for the next 10 laps, as we got about a half a lap before this thing goes green.
Yeah, I'm excited to get this thing going. It's going to be an exciting, I think we're going to come with 9 laps to go. So, you know, Casey McMullen on the inside with Chris Stover on the outside. Got, you know, previous champion with the points leader right now. So, Jeremy, I think it's going to be an exciting finish here with 9 to go, and let you take this one away.
Full Throttle Sim Racing does not disappoint. Pace car has dipped. Casey McMullen in charge of this restart. Waiting patiently for the green flag. Green flag is out. The 13 launches with him dead equally as he gets to the line. The 13 actually might have beat him, which he did technically. I don't think that's a penalty. We got a little 3-wide contact there with the 86 and the number 4 at Bobby Terrell. 86 shoots down the middle. He's going to lose several spots here, but that's going to wad up the top 5 as they're running side by side here exiting turn number 2.
Yeah, and as we see coming off at 2, looks like Casey's still going to make that point, but Chris Stover's coming on the outside with a strong run. As we see Richie Coy on that inside, follow right behind him, looks like Bobby Terrell. Kind of that top 5 is, we got a little, looks like Oreo. Nice save in the back. Almost had a wreck coming off before there. That was, I know it was the Oreo one. I think it was the 21, if I'm not mistaken, but he was sideways off the corner there, so that was a nice save by him. Yes, that was a 21 of Jeff Langston. Great save coming off of that, but as we still see on Nerd TV, they're fighting for 1 and 2 as Richie Coy might be looking to make it 3 wide as well.
Yeah, just almost has his nose there, going to put it there 3 wide for second, third, and fourth. Casey with a little wiggle, able to keep it. Oh, more wiggles. keeps it off. Oh no, he touches Richie Coy. Richie Coy goes deep to the bottom, a couple round. Case McMullen does finally spin out, and no caution at the moment. That is huge.
They had 4 cars down there on the inside, and that is unfortunate for them. No caution. Great saves all around. I mean, as we saw, Casey, he got stuck in the middle there, and he going back and forth and saved it, then got on the Richie and kind of just went from there. And it was looks like we got something off the on the inside, hard inside wall. I think that was the 21 of Jeff Langston that just hit the inside out of the backstretch. I believe that's who I saw. That was hard hit. His night is definitely going to be done on that one. That went from bad to worse.
You're seeing the Nerd TV, the initial wreck there that caused Bobby Terrell with a huge amount of disappointment once again as he gets caught up in somebody else's business. But yeah, going back to that other wreck too, Jeff Langston just flips it over, and then the 00, if we can get him on this replay, just gets pile driven by the 46, and he just lifts off. Man, that's a heavy contact to Steven Vrooman. His truck is toast. He rolled 3 or 4 times, I think, before he even hit the ground. That was huge, but you see it right here, the 21 on your screen of Jeff Langston exiting turn number 2. Dips down for a previous wreck. It looks like the 00 wasn't what it caused it. iRacing glitched him over. He actually just hit the wall by himself. I'm surprised he rolled over. And then just to his far side of the camera view there, the 00 just, Houston were ready for liftoff and just got pile driven by the 46. But heavy incident and a lot of damage to trucks between the 2 wrecks there, Kenny.
Yeah, I didn't even see the 00 turn backwards, honestly, on that one. I was sitting there watching the leaders fight for it. And next thing you know, I just saw him turn the inside wall. He was just lined up perfectly as we see both of them. The 18 of that Brian Bliss and that Nerd TV, and the 21 there with that just looking Oreo truck just hit the wall. And iRacing said, you know what, let's just put you on your lid real quick and spin you around, and we'll put you back on your 4 wheels. But hard hits from all 3 of those trucks, and even one right there as we see going on for a ride as well. So we had 2 trucks there flipping on the backstretch. That is unfortunate for them. Their night is all but finished if it is not finished.
The beauty of sim racing, of having your roof camera survive after multiple flips landing on your lid, and that's kind of cool that we were able to bring that kind of shot to you there. Once again, shout out to Dustin to bring that kind of content to you. On board wreck, huge impact. That takes. I feel really bad for Bobby Terrell, Jeff Langston there, the 00 there, Steven Vrooman. I mean, these guys are all putting on some really good performances, and multiple wrecks brings out multiple trucks out of this race. I think in total, 6 trucks actually got damaged from those 2 wrecks, and several, I think 3 at least minimum, are out of the race here with about 5 laps to go at this point. But I think we have about a lap left before we see the green flag come out once again. It's going to be a 3-lap shootout, or 4-lap shootout rather, to get this thing all squared away.
Yeah, and in this top 3, I mean, look who you have. The ones that's kind of been 2 definitely been up there all night. Chris Stover, of course, on the point right now, your points leader. He's run up front, and then been saying it all night. Look who's found his way up in 2nd place. He's just creeping up. He's trying to gain 29 spots in one race. That's what he's trying to do. He's just trying to win the thing, say, look what I just did, and then just walk away with the trophy. And then, of course, you got Zach McDaniel. He's been up front all night, started 3rd, sitting in 3rd. He's got fresh tires from that last pit stop. So this top 3 is going to be battling it out right before, as we saw, right before they had that wreck coming off before, they were all, about 5 of them, battling for that top spot.
Yeah, I think your pick with Mr. Tremblay there in that Apex Inspection Chevrolet Silverado. I think he's a really solid pick, just kind of moving his way up. 30th to 2nd, 28 spots here, 29. If he can get one more away from Chris, it's going to take an excellent restart, because Chris has had excellent restarts the entire race. Just his short run's really good. His long run, it showed to be pretty all right. Short run, though, obviously, with it looks like now 3 laps to go is going to be when the green flag comes out for this thing. It's going to be really tough to go against Chris, who's also in control of the restart.
Yeah, that last restart there, I couldn't tell if Chris got a great jump or if Casey, just had a bad start or spun the tires or something. But it was, you could just tell Chris got a great jump there either way, and I think he even lifted because he had such a good jump. He didn't want to get a black flag or anything like that, but he is definitely good on the start. Matthew right behind him at 25, as we saw as he was pushing it down the backstretch. He had a great start as well, and then Zach went from 10th to 3rd So 3 good short run trucks here, and even further back. I mean, this whole top 10, you have Alex Murphy in 4th, Chuck Sweetening in 5th. So they're running, and then as we see Jonathan in 6th, Clyde in 7th. So all these trucks are kind of slow making their way up. There's a lot of trucks that I've kind of said earlier, they've gained 10, 15 spots all race. So it's great to see all these guys kind of just mixing it up tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a quick note, we got Case McMullen, who's involved in that wreck, fell back to 21st. We see Richie Coy in 16th, Bobby Terrell 15th place. So these guys got shifted outside the top 5 all the way back to almost 20th on back. So that's huge implications. Hopefully they can make some of that ground back up before the 3 laps are going to be over with. But I think my pick right now, as long as Chris continues to show his restart capabilities, I think he's going to be the one to beat. But don't count out that guy who's passed 28 other trucks to get to where he's at. Pace car has dipped down, waiting for Chris to make that green flag restart potentially for the last time this evening. Green flag is out. The 25 is almost at the same exact restart point as the 13 had, and actually the 25 a little bit of an early side draft there into turn number 1. He's going to hold his ground as they go into turn 2 side by side.
Yeah, that was a great start for both of them, as we see them get a little closer as they're kind of coming up off of turn 2, but as they're heading down the backstretch, look at the 42 kind of looking low as the 13's kind of just putting a little tiny block on them. But you still have Chris and Matthew still fighting for that top spot as they're side by side, but then a little bit further back you have Alex Murphy who's trying to paint a picture here as he's looking to the outside, might make it 3 wide as we're heading here with 2 laps to go.
Matthew Tremblay is just putting on excellent side draft pressure here, just running right next to his door panel. He doesn't care about that iRacing net code. He wants the W after doing all this work. He is maintaining good side-by-side action. 42, Zach really wants to dip down to the bottom, make it through it potentially, but he's going to be respectful and keep it right behind the 13 this time around 25, right to the 13's door, coming to the white flag.
Yeah, as you can see, every time, there's a touch coming off into the start-finish. They held on to it. What a save there by 13 as they're heading across. As we see the 75 Chuck Sweetening making a pass on the inside on that apron as he's going 3 wide as they're heading into turn 1 and 2. Chuck's going to try and hold it as they're all throwing it 3 wide. Woo! This is an exciting little finish here, Jeremy, as we're coming off of turn 2. I cannot believe they just held this.
Oh my gosh, the 75 potentially just made the move of the century here as he's put himself in second, still scrambling to 13. 25 holds the ground there, and your pick, the number 25 of Matthew Tremblay, passes 29 trucks as they wreck across the start-finish line. And they wrecked early, and that's going to bring the 13 all the way back to 17th place with contact exiting turn number 4. So that's a huge change up in the point system.
It was, and that was a big wreck there that we had after the start-finish line. But, hey, it was after the start-finish. There's trucks up in the air and everything. But what a move by the 75 of Chuck Sweetening. I mean, he went from 5th to 2nd, and honestly, if Matthew didn't time that coming down the track perfectly there in 3 and 4, I think we might have saw a different winner because he was coming and he just kind of cut down right from just in time. But what a race, what a finish, and what a battle.
Yeah, we got to get Chuck's point of view on that turn 2. That was just absolutely insane. I thought they were going to wad him up there when the leaders were 3 wide at first. I actually after turn 4 when they touched initially, but when they got the turn number 1, I thought they were going around for sure, but Chuck did a great job holding that, and then the 13 as well. Huge credit to Chris Stouffer before he got in that wreck to hold 3 wide in such a tight corridor area there in turn number 1. Just overall excellent driving, but then after the race, why not? Their virtual trucks just wreck them up. Doesn't affect anything, so have a little bit of fun after that start-finish line.
Yeah, no one at the shop has to fix that up, so that's good. Just if you wad it up, you wad it up. And kind of looking through the field here, some good runs, an unfortunate finish. You had Richie Coy who was running up front, and he still had that little caution there, so he finished back in the 13th. And then I see Bobby who he just can't catch a break and finishes 16th as well. And I think as we have on Nerd TV here, we have a nice run of Chuck's run heading into turn 1 where he made this thing 3 wide. And I honestly, Jeremy, I thought they were going to wad this thing up. And the 13 there of Chris Stover, he was just going back and forth, and I thought something was going to happen there, but he held on, and unfortunate for him too, he finished back in 17th with such a strong run as he was heading in the turn 3 and 4, coming off of that is in 4th place to fall back. That's disappointing.
It was such a clean thing there until the 31 and the 13 just slightly made contact with one another there. That of Alex Murphy and Christopher, and wadded up Chris's truck and sent him back to 17th. Outside of that, that was your view of Chuck Sweeting. He didn't get the win. He gained 4 spots off of that, I do believe, and I'm going to call that the move of the race for sure. But let's kick it over to the official results presented by Sim Racing Points to give you the complete rundown of tonight's standings. Matthew Tremblay, as you now know, passed 29 other trucks to get to the checkered flag. We got Chris Sweeting, second place. Zach McDaniel currently in third, or finished in third rather. Started third, finished third. So very, very good, solid day for him. As we got that results now on the screen, we got Sylvain Jolly in fourth, Nicholas Casey in fifth, Andrew Palicki sixth, Vlad Furland in seventh, eighth place. Jonathan Varanonkas came, 13th, pretty average, but he came in with a top 10. That was a pretty impressive stuff for him overall. Kenneth Schultz in ninth, and around at the top 10 is that number 1 truck of Kevin Rupert.
And coming in 11th was Sherwood Wilford. And 12th, Lane Allen. 13th is coming in at Richie Coy. 14th, Tony Solari. He fought back to get that 14th spot, so good for him on that finish there. 15th is Wayne Gracie. 16th is Bobby Terrell. That's another unfortunate finish for him. Disappointing start to the season. As we mentioned, Christopher here in 17th. Steve Loomis in 18th. 19th is occupied by Ronald White. And 20th, Casey McMullen.
And then we got 21st place. I do believe it's Mark DeBril. 22nd, James Torrey. 23rd, Alex Murphy, who got in that contact there at 13 off the last corner. 24th, first truck 2 laps down, Marthin Giro. 25th, Brian Bliss, 6 laps down. 26th place, Steven Vrooman, who finished 7 laps down. Jeff Langston, 27th. Simon Magden, 28th. John Adams, 29th. Brody Hanna with that really just painful luck early on there with his truck. He finished 48 laps down, had to retire early, rounds out 30th. And you got Nicholas Morel in 31st, Gil Gok 32nd. And then Brandon Elder, who never took the grid, does round out tonight's field in 33rd place.
Yeah, it was a good battle all around. There's people that were up front all night that we thought were going to finish up there and had some unfortunate luck, and then some that were kind of hanging out past that top 10, moved their way up, and whether it's taking advantage of what happened or being in the right place at the right time and just, good all-around driving. But I think we should start, I think we should get Zach McDaniel up in the booth and kind of get his perspective on this race. What do you think, Jeremy?
Absolutely. I think he is ready. Let's see if we can get him in here to talk to him about his top 3 finishing position of this evening. Zach, do you have a copy?
Yes, I got you.
Man, you had an impressive truck there. You were doing some pretty good work mid-pack. You ran that one-stop strategy. I didn't think you guys can make it that far. And, yeah, I think you had it all in the bag until that caution came out. Tell us how you felt when you saw that caution, man.
Well, actually, I was on the 2-stop strategy. I didn't try to stretch the fuel like they did. So, just settled in behind Brody in second there at the beginning of the run, and he got a little loose, took the lead there, and just kind of led, the first part of the race, wanted to be one of the first ones to hit pit road. So when I saw that some guys were trying to stretch the fuel mileage again, I didn't want to let them, be able to do that. So once we were kind of in the fuel window, I said there was somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 laps they get on their tires. I'm going to come in and get fresh tires. And I don't think, Chris was coming. I don't know if I could have held him off, but getting there is one thing. Passing somebody on these 1.5s is a different story. But I really think we could have got around Richie and Casey that were saving the fuel there.
Yeah, absolutely. You could definitely see the runs. You were gaining a second, if not more, laps. So we were watching you charge through there. Do you think that you had the faster truck on the short run or the long run? To us, it looked like it was the short run, but from you, what you were feeling, what do you think it was tonight?
Actually, I felt like I had a pretty good truck all the way around. It was pretty quick on the start there. I knew Brody would be quick. He always runs good at these top places. And so I just kind of settled in and paced myself behind him. Noticed he was a little loose, and then kind of stretched it out there a little bit when I got into the lead towards the end of the towards the end of the fuel, Bobby seemed like he was pretty quick, but overall it was pretty good.
I do have to apologize. Yeah, you were definitely on that two-stop strategy. I don't know why one came into my mind, but you definitely led the charge on the two-stop strategy. And yeah, I was watching your lap times too with you and Stouffer there, and you were running dead equal times. So I mean, maybe the long run if you had something a little bit more for you, but you were keeping pretty equal, about 2 seconds separated. You might or might not. We don't know. Caution came out, but you still ended up with the top three. So congratulations on getting to the podium finish. And do you have any sponsors out there that's watching? Or anybody you want to shout out to?
No, I'm just kind of a solo guy. I do it myself. I got a buddy of mine that kind of helps me tweak on setups a little bit, but just kind of a lone wolf and just tweak on things throughout the week and all that. And just like to thank you guys for coming on board, FTSR for what they do and everything.
Yes, sir. And also too, I think you should be the unofficial points leader after this one. After Christopher got in that turn 4 incident there and finished 17th, and Casey with this issue. So I think you will be the new points leader heading into next week's event. So congratulations on that as well. And we'll let you go celebrate with the team. Congratulations, man.
I appreciate it. Maybe we'll park it in victory lane soon.
Yes, sir. All right, so that was Zach McDaniel there in the 42. I do believe as well we have Chuck Sweeting from second place. I think he is available. See if we can get a copy on him. Mr. Sweeting, get a copy.
Hey, how's it going?
Going pretty good over here. You guys put on a hell of a show, and congratulations on second place first off, but that move there on the last lap to get you into second place, I want to know what was going through your head. How'd you plan that out, and how'd you execute it so perfectly?
Somehow or another, I just had some momentum and had some speed, and they left me almost enough room to get under them, and I took advantage of it, and it just worked out. It'd been nice to get the win, but I didn't really even deserve to be running up there. I'd had overheating issues early, and then had to try to strategize and try to do a one-stop race, and that wasn't really going to work. I probably ended up 12th or 15th or something. The truck was really fast. I just had some issues tonight, so happy to come out with a second place.
Yeah, Chuck, that run that you made there, and I thought you were going to win the race if Matthew didn't come down there. I think you might have had it because you had that. It was a hell of a run you had there. It was definitely impressive. So, you mentioned the overheating problems. Would you say your truck was a little bit better on that short run instead of the long run, or how do you feel like your truck was, other than the overheating going on?
No, it had both short run and long run speed, and I think the long run was probably really good, but the length of the race didn't really work out to. If I could have run full throttle for 50 laps or, run hard for 50 laps, I probably would have been really good. But, I had that overheating issue and we're a little short on fuel. And I don't know. I probably just didn't prepare for this race as well as I should have. So that late caution got me caught back up and got me even with everybody. And then just survived to the end. That was really an exciting finish there.
Yeah, exciting. That was really impressive to see 3 wide for almost an entire lap at Las Vegas. So congratulations on second place once again. An excellent job to get to that second place. Anyone out there that's watching out there in the virtual world that you want to give a shout out to? Any sponsors, friends, anybody just out there watching?
Yeah, I want to say hey to Joy, and I also want to thank my teammate Gil for the work he's done this week. And we'll come back maybe a little bit better prepared next week. Maybe we can get a win this season, so it'd be nice. But thanks to Sim Racing Points for helping, and to Brody for all the work that he does and all the admin. So just thanks to everybody that puts the show on.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And it's going to help you out in the point system, too. You came in this thing 18th, and you should be jumping up quite a few spots, so congratulations on that as well. I'll let you go celebrate with your teammates and everything, and have a good rest of your night, all right?
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
You got it. All right, and so that leaves all but one person left to interview, the man who can pass the entire field in 100 laps and get the job done. Mr. Tremblay, you got a copy? Looks like you have a little bit of technical difficulty currently with Tremblay. Let's see if we can get a hold of him as he works on those. But Kenny, while he's waiting, thoughts on tonight's event, man?
It was great action all around. We didn't see a caution until late. Of course, we had a couple after that cautions, precautions, but all around, great racing. Not to be surprised with this full throttle sim racing group over here. Like we said earlier, no matter what series you're in, you're going to see great racing. So I'm just glad to be part of it to watch it. I enjoy watching on Monday in the Cup Series and then now in the trucks. I might even spot for you tomorrow just to see what it's like in the Xfinity, but it lived up to my expectations. It was an exciting race, and I can't wait for next week.
Yeah, man, for sure. It's every week I'm getting more and more excited to call this action with you here at Full Throttle Sim Racing, and I don't think we're going to be able to get Tremblay. I really wanted to at least talk to him about going 29 positions advanced to get to the win. Currently, I think he's having some issues on the mic, so apologize about that. But if we could talk to him, I'm sure he would be full of excitement to be passing so many trucks, basically the entire pack, to get to where he finished in first. And he's sitting 31st in points right now before this race event. So that's going to be a lot of points he just gained, a lot of positions. So congratulations to Matthew. But I'll go over our sponsors one last time, because without them, we're not doing this thing. Of course, Full Throttle Sim Racing, what you've just now watched for the first 3 weeks of the season for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series.
Hey, I don't want to interrupt you, Jeremy, but I think he's ready for this interview. I think he fixed his problem.
Oh, we did?
I believe so.
All right, let me take a quick
See
look
if we
here.
can grab him and pull him on up here.
We'll give it one last try here, see if we got him. Give a copy, man.
It looks like we're still having some technical difficulties, unfortunately.
Yeah, it does look like it. So, if we're going to go through our sponsors, and if we can get them, we can, because I really want to speak to them. But Full Throttle Sim Racing, FTSR.net. As you've seen now for 3 weeks concurrently here at Nerd TV, this is the place to be if you want to race with a good group of guys. So please check them out. They have 5 series, short tracks, intermediates, big tracks. They have it almost everything. So FTSR.net. Sim Racing Points, the official sponsor of the truck series, and the official results that we just rounded up with Matthew Tremblay taking over the win tonight at Las Vegas. It's basically an admin's best friend to get your points uploaded in a real simple way. They got good price packages too. They do a lot of work for you, so the price is definitely well worth it. Simracingpoints.com. Then we have Martin Sports. I did not mention our promo code with Martin Sports in the beginning, but Super Nerd for 25% off. That's a quarter of your price knocked away, thanks to Martin Sports. Basically, they have full dye T-shirts. They got hoodies, hats, gloves, as we've promoted over and over and over. Can't say enough about their product. We all have them here at Nerd TV. It's the best thing out there for sim racing. Go check them out, martinsports906.com. Then we have iRacing iFlag, that light system that comes from the track directly into your home. Real-world experience products here. I mean, the thing's awesome. It's a 64 light emitting diode LED. It's just really bright in your face. I keep saying it. It's a really unique product. I don't think anybody else out there in the sim world has something like this. iRacingIFlag.com. Super Nerd, 15% off your entire order in your cart. And then last, thebuttkicker.com. Nerd TV at checkout for 20% off of any of their products. It basically brings every bump in the track into your racing rig, whether it be just a normal gaming chair or if it's actual sim rig seat that's mounted into a setup. It does not matter. You install it on the bottom of your chair, and you're basically on the track without being there. So that is thebuttkicker.com. And I do think now I am seeing a little bit better with Matthew Tremblay. Matthew, do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you. Do you have me now?
Hey, there we go, man.
Here we go.
We got you, and that's excellent. I was really curious to talk to you, or at least ask you a question or two. You passed 29 trucks to get to the front. How did you make that happen?
I just go 1-to-1 and go with a little bit of strategy to be there at the end when it's gonna count as if we got a caution, and hopefully we have it. So I'm really happy about it, and I knew the setup was good, and if I got the caution at the right time, I will have a shot. And we have it. So really happy about it, and the setup was great. So just I have confidence in my ability here. So yeah, that was a nice race. The guy here are clean, and that was a really nice race. And sorry about my English, by the way, it's not my first language, but I try my best.
No worries at all. We're trying to get some names down too, so it's it's learning for all of us. But it was a great run that you have out there. I was watching you throughout the race. I was like, he's getting 22 spots, 24, 27. I was like, see if he can get 29, and you sure did it. And it was a heck of a run. Your truck looked really good out there. So I just wanted to, I'm glad we got you in the booth to talk about it. Congratulations on that run. And I see that you missed a race, so you're just kind of improving in those points. So again, congratulations from us here at Nerd TV.
Yeah, thanks. I work 1 week. On 4 week, I work one on the night. So hopefully I'm here for the 3 others. So last week I was working, but we'll be here when I'm not. So really happy to come back and have a win for my comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. That was impressive. You're 31st in points, and you should be probably knocking off half those guys, putting them behind you with that impressive performance. And I haven't really seen that at all, really, from someone who starts in 30th, rounds their way up in first in 100 laps. So I just, once again, just excellent job out there this evening, and hopefully keep that momentum up and put a show on for everybody out there.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I was texting my father to send him the stream, your stream. So I have a disqualification in qualifying. That's why I started at the back, because I didn't go enough fast in the qualification. So that was a heck of a challenge here to start at the back. And but here again, the guy here are clean. And thanks for you for your good work, guys. That this is a nice job you're doing here.
Appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I really appreciate those kind words. Is there anybody else out there that's watching? I know you got at least one watcher out there, but is there anybody else that you want to at least give a quick shout out to? Any sponsors you might have on that machine?
Yeah, well, thanks Apex Inspection, Lassie Sport, Grill Mobile, DP Solutions, Transit, Easy Web Pro, Lavoie, Équipement Agricole, and hello to all my friends here that watch the race tonight.
Yes, sir. Congratulations once again on the win at the Las Vegas 150. Hell of a job. Go celebrate. Take the rest of the night off and just relax. You deserve that one. Well done, man.
Thank you, guys. Thanks again.
Thank you. Congratulations.
And thankfully, we got to speak to our race winner, Mr. Tremblay, there. And you could tell in his voice, he was excited to get that thing done. It's super unfortunate. I didn't know he had a DQ in qualifying, so that's what kind of set him in the back there. But obviously, it did not stop him from getting the job done. So that was just a hell of a job, going 29 cars, advancing to the win tonight. But I think, Kenny, that's going to be it for Nerd TV, Full Throttle Sim Racing. We will see you guys back Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to pop up the schedule here on the screen for you so we can take a look at what to expect over the next month or so. I do believe, next week we have Phoenix and then Atlanta. They're on the 16th of March. We got Circuit of the Americas going to be March 23rd. That's going to be a really fun one, I do believe. We got Richmond there, the ending of the month of March, and pretty good lineup. It's the actual truck schedule, it's real life, and NASCAR has done a really good job at kind of, changing it up a bit, giving things a new feel, and I think this schedule is going to put on a really good performance for the fans, for everybody else watching, and for the drivers to kind of test their abilities on the track with the mixture of the road courses, intermediates, and then the short track. So that being said, we are done here for this evening. We will see you guys back Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Cup Series presented by Full Throttle Sim Racing. Until then, everybody have a good rest of your night and be safe.
Later, nerds.
Later.